Hello and welcome to Beyond the Launch TV. I am your host, Attorney LaKanya Murray, the owner and founder of Off the Mark IP Solutions, where we help clients throughout the United States with trademarks, copyright, patent, and business development solutions. How is everyone this Wednesday morning? Just wanted to come on really quick. Someone shot this story into my Instagram DMs, and I wanted to share. You know, last week we talked about Cardi B and how Fashion Nova and some other people were trying to register trademarks using Cardi B's name, but they weren't successful because they didn't have her permission. And this person saw that story and gave me this video and thought I would be really interested in it, and I am, and I think that it's a really unfortunate situation that's happened, and I just really want to come to you and stress the importance of not only protecting your mark, but defending your mark. So it's not enough for you to build a brand, okay? It's not enough for you to register your trademark. Hey, Tracy. You also have to be very vigilant in defending that mark and monitoring that mark to make sure that no one else is using it. And the story that I'm going to talk about today, let's see if I can just pull it up. And I'll post the link to the YouTube video in the comments of this video. But if you all are aware of Dr.Sebi, I know that, well, I first heard about him in Left Eye's video, the video that she did right before she passed away when she was Honduras, and she was in Honduras and she was there just trying to get away and heal herself and get some peace. She mentioned this doctor, and I had never heard of before, but Dr.Sebi is a world-renowned healist. He's a herbalist, and he uses vegan diets and just some non-traditional ways to heal major illnesses and diseases, things like HIV and cancer and things of that nature. So, but he passed away. He passed away a couple of years ago. And so for you guys that don't know, his real name is Alfredo Bowman, and he's from Honduras. And he came here and he began teaching, you know, his way of healing. And a lot of people are very familiar with his work. Very popular people who are interested in his studies, they buy his products. He also has products to go along with it. Well, I just saw this video of his wife. His wife says she's been flooded with calls from customers saying that they are not happy with the products that they received. Their products that they used to use are no longer working for them in the way that it used to. People have been having allergic reactions to products that they've been using for years without any problems. And she said the problem with that, or the reason that they're having these problems, because there's another company out there that's selling products using their same product names and using Dr.Sebi's name and products under. And for what I gather, she said she's been flooded with people just complaining about the products. So after her husband died, she has her own business, her own that she runs from Honduras that sells products. But she said there were some employees that they brought in and took under their wing that they ended up terminating because they didn't trust them. So as her version says, they have created their own business using Dr.Sebi's name. So they had, Dr.Sebi and his wife had a company called, at first it was Dr.Sebi LLC, then they changed it to Dr.Sebi Sells Foods Incorporated. And so these people have come with their own version of, and let's see if I can, I don't have it, they have their own version, but it still uses his name, and it's like Dr.Sebi's Health Incorporated. And what they have done is they filed a trademark for his name. A trademark for his name under that company. Not under the company that he and his wife ran, but under this company that the employees that were terminated founded. And so if you remember from last week, we said that if you're going to use a person's name, you have to have their permission. And if you go and look at the records, there is a signature on file. Well, at first they didn't have a signature. They received an office action and they produced a signature, but the wife is saying that signature is fraudulent and that he did not give them permission to use his name or trademark, and especially not with inferior products. And so that's what I was saying. You have to be, I know, it's so sad. It's so sad. She's like, you waited until my husband died in order to do this. And she said, and it's the whole story. I'm going to post the link in there. It's about a 9-minute long video, and it's just very, very sad. And I'm hoping that justice will be done, that she hires an attorney. But essentially, hey Karen, what happened is they took advantage of the situation. They probably have, I don't know if he gave them their signature, because the trademark was filed in 2015 and he died in 2016. And so I guess my question is, because I know he passed away in a Honduras jail waiting for paperwork to let them know that he was okay to leave. So I guess my question is, when did they obtain that signature? Like, what's the date on it? And does it correspond from the time that he was not available? Like, so she's alleging fraud. She's going to have to prove fraud, and so be careful out there. So that's why I was telling you last week that trademarks, they help consumers identify the source of a good or a service. And that's so important and vital to us as consumers, because once we start using a product that we trust, we keep using it. We don't expect for someone else to come in and create the similar product using the same name, and that's what they're doing. She said now, not only did they take his name for the business, now they're starting to take their actual product names and sell those product names as their own. And people are falling for that, and they're making the purchases, and then when they get the products, they're realizing that, one, they don't work the way they said they were going to work if they're new customers, or two, if they're previous customers, what's happening is that they're not having the same effect on them. They're having allergic reactions, they're not working at all, and people are like, why, what's going on? Some people aren't even receiving their products. And that's why you have to be vigilant about protecting your brand. So it's not just about you developing this brand. It's about the relationship that consumers have with you and this trust that they have with you, and knowing what they're going to get when they deal with you. And so if somebody else comes in the same market doing what you're doing, using your name, you have to shut it down. You have to shut it down, because you have no idea how they run their business, and you don't want your consumers or your customers to be confused. And then next thing you know, everything, like his whole legacy, everything that he's built, all the trust that he's gained, all of a sudden, people are like, oh yeah, I've heard about him. It didn't work for me. It's a sham. It didn't work. It's this and it's that. And everything that he went to build goes away. They're attacking that now by saying that he's a fraud and the products don't work and things of that nature. But that's what I just wanted to come on and just share with you really, really quick. Simply because I thought it was really important, and you know how I love to give real world examples of how trademarks affect us in business. So if you have trademark questions, definitely call the office, 334-523-0022. Listen, we're having a free webinar on Friday. It's going to be at lunchtime, so it's a lunch and learn, and it's going to have myself and attorney Ron Baker. He's our new patent attorney. I'm going to introduce him to you all, and we're going to talk to you all about trademarks, copyright, and patents, and how you can use those things to protect your brand, your content, and your ideas, because those are the three main things that people contact our office for all the time. What's the case if both parties were deceased? Maybe, are you saying, so they still have to, so let's say, so when he died, his estate, they would have to have permission from his estate to use his signature. And maybe, are you saying if maybe the wife and the husband have passed away, so there's no one to prove that this is or is not his signature? Maybe that's the question. But when someone passes away, their estate takes control over their assets, and that will be an asset. Again, trademarks are assets, so that will be an asset for the estate to have to decide whether or not we're going to do this and build this legacy and continue on and protect him in this way. But it's just really, really unfortunate. But this is something else I want to stress. She needs to do it now within 5 years, because after 5 years, but it becomes a stronger mark, and it'll be harder to prove that it's not a true trademark. So that's it. You guys, protect your marks, protect your brands, monitor. You can set up a Google alert for your marks. If you're using like a word mark, you can set up a Google alert so that you can monitor and see if anyone else is using your work. But that's it. You guys, I will see you on Friday. No, actually I'll see you tomorrow, because we're doing an Ask Me Thursday tomorrow, where we're going to talk about copyrights, because you guys in these internet streets are being really, really ridiculous. And we need to put a stop to it. So I'll see you Thursday, and then I see you on Friday. How about that? Okay. Thank you so much for joining us.